would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. James, would you like to do the prayer?
James Atterbury, pastor of Amargosa Christian Fellowship. Let's pray together. Our Father in heaven, Lord God, we come once again to you in prayer to request your blessing upon this board meeting of the town of Amargosa Valley. We thank you for the blessings of liberty, which include the right to assemble here for the good of the citizens of our community. We thank you for the many freedoms that we have as Americans, the freedom of speech, the free exercise of religion, and the freedom of the press. May we use our rights in a way that honors you and shows respect for others. We ask that you would bring peace and unity to our town, that you would use us to resolve conflict and division. For you have said in your word, the Bible, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." Our heart's desire is that we would not fight against each other, but work together for what is good, to get done what needs to get done for this valley and its citizens. We pray that this board meeting would be marked by the fruit of the Holy Spirit, which include love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. May those who speak here think carefully about what they're going to say before they say it, and may they treat their neighbors as they themselves would want to be treated. Grant the members of this board the desire to lead by their words and actions. Give them wisdom and the resolve to work for what is good. And we ask for all these things by the authority of the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, James. Okay. Approval of the agenda for March 26th. I'm pulling number 5, 6, and 7. General public comment, up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item. Please state and spell your last name.
Okay, is that good? All right. My name is Ashley Perez. That's P-E-R-E-Z, and some of you guys know me. I am coming out here to tell you guys that I have I got some photography services out to the public. I've been doing it for a while, so some people have seen me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm a little nervous up here, so sorry. Apologize for all my ums. Okay, but yeah, I really wanted to share you guys to everyone. Like, if anybody's interested in doing like portraits, whether it's a single or couples or family portraits, I'm available to do that. I've also done sports and photography events for family, friends and family, but I'm also available for any of that if anybody's interested in doing that. All my work at the moment is donation-based, so I do not ask for any money, but donations are welcomed. It's not till June, once June rolls in, I will have set prices. At the moment, I'm just trying to work on seeing what the Valley is looking for and what they're interested in doing and how I can work with them. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Anybody have any questions for Ashley? I'm sure they will later.
Yeah.
How about Ford?
Yeah. I do have cards, my business cards are over there, and then I also have some on me, so if you guys want to come up and I can go into further detail with that. So, yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, Ashley. Anybody else for public comment? I'm having to look through the...
Hi, Bob Boyer, B-O-W-Y-E-R. I want to talk tonight about the fire department, immediate responders, and whatever they are, and they're around here all the time doing stuff and having fun, and somehow. I was down Long Street one night. There's a guy who had a heart attack down there. And so I sat down and watched them guys. A few minutes later, here comes the door open, and some of the responders from here came in, and there was a guy that jumped right on him and started giving him CPR. And so they came in and relieved that guy, and one of them cleared the people out of the way, and pretty soon here the door opened again, and the ambulance crew came, and things got a little more advanced. And then a little while later, here comes the helicopter, and they brought a nurse in there, and things really took on then. And then a little while later, they put him on a gurney and got him all ready to go on the helicopter, and it was quite impressive. But a friend of mine, we were talking the other day, and he said he went on a wreck for the deal, and he was there about 4 hours. And I said, "What'd you get, $5 out of that?" "No," I got 10. I said, "Wow, what a hell of a deal that was." You know, these guys, I'm 86 years old, and when I got done watching that thing, our kids have been telling us we shouldn't move close to a hospital. I told my wife, I said, "You know what? Watching those guys, we don't have to go anyplace. These guys are great." But when they go out and they give them all their time, they spend all their money on the gas to get where they're going, and they get a lousy $5, and we got a board here with $2 million in the bank, and they'd sit there for a lousy $10 bill. Well, we'd be ashamed of ourselves. It's all BS. I'd like to make a motion that these guys get at least $25 every trip they make, and it wouldn't bother me to go a little more. Really, those guys are worth it. They do a hell of a job. And so I'd like to see if the board could do something for those guys. Okay?
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more that we couldn't run it without them. It's great. Okay, anybody else for public comment?
Brenda, Dymond, D-Y-M-O-N-D, and I am just inviting you guys to our National Day of Prayer event at our church on May 7th at 10 to 12. You're all welcome.
Andrew Cacciavalli, C-A-C-C-A-V-A-L-E. I am a Republican constitutionalist, and I am running for Nye County Clerk. Sooner rather than later, we're going to dramatically change the way we vote, not only in the county and the state, but all across America. Trump just happens to be the person in office that's pushing the Save America Act, which includes something that is very important. It's called voter ID. Especially in Nye County. I haven't been here 50 years, but in just 4 short years, we've seen in the county clerk's office a lot of murky water, a lot of uncertainty, rumors of cheating every day and every night. It's just a total chaotic situation. They have 2 competitors, 2 challengers, and they're both self-proclaimed office managers and compliance agents. I am not that. I am a leader, and I ask for your vote. This is coming down the pike. Who's going to be the best candidate out of the 3 of us to adapt to the President's Save America Act and voter ID? Voter ID is very important. It closes a lot of loopholes in cheating. But that's not the only thing that has cheating. The mail-in ballots. If you're a registered voter, you receive a mail-in ballot. That's like, I don't know, 40,000, 50,000 mail-in ballots. That's where most of the cheating takes place. One of my points is to narrow the scope of mail-in ballots. 1980, only people with physical challenges and servicemen and women serving overseas or away from the polls received a mail-in ballot. We need a leader in the clerk's office. not an office manager or compliance manager. My name's Andrew Cacciavalli, Republican, dedicated, and remember, Andrew always has your back and always will. Please vote for me May 23rd through June 5th, early voting, June 9th, day of voting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else for public comment?
Hello, everyone. My name is Stan Height, and I'm running for sheriff of Nye County. I'm here because I'm interested in the issues that involve all parts of Nye County, and I won't get into any campaign stuff right now, but if you're interested in knowing about me, I'll be here after the meeting. I have material that I can share or just answer any questions that you might have. Appreciate this time to meet you folks. Again, Stan Height for sheriff. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Anybody else? Okay, seeing no other public comment, I'm closing public comment. Reports, town office report.
Okay, our total, excuse me, total vouchers for the month come to $52,724.65. There are a couple of major expenditures that are outside the 26101 account, which is our general account that we operate out of. And so when you take that away, our net vouchers for standard town business are $20,259.65. So I would like to make a motion that we pay the vouchers for the $52,724.65 as presented.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, I think that was a second. Okay.
Yep.
Call for the vote.
All right.
Aye.
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 Always something.
All right. Fire department report. Jessica, please state and spell your whole last name.
Always with the whole last name thing.
I like it.
Jessica Cattermas Wallflower, Kadrmas-Walthour. I will get to a point where that just rolls off. I'm here with your fire department report. This was written on March 17th of this month. Our incident counts are as follows. We had 3 hazardous conditions, 1 law enforcement assist, 9 medical, and 1 for public service, for a total of 14. This does not include the last, 9 days where we had 11 calls in 9 days. So it doesn't include any of that. That'll be on next month's report. For equipment updates, Brush 42 is approximately 90% ready for service. We're finishing up our extrication tools, and then we got to get it put in with dispatch so that dispatch knows what unit we are when we call it out en route, and then it'll be ready to go, and you guys will see our new grant truck around, which will be fun. For training this month, we focused on driver training as well as water shuttle operations training. We're working on a faster fire ground to water on fire time, basically is what we're trying to shoot for. We're working on getting deploying hoses faster, starting pumps faster, all of that kind of stuff. That's basically it. In closing, we're a volunteer department serving a rural community. Our team continues to strengthen its capabilities through dedicated training and equipment improvements. Operating in an area where we routinely supply and transport our own water, our volunteers remain committed to meeting these unique challenges with professionalism and pride. We sincerely appreciate the continued support of our community as we work to provide reliable and effective emergency services. Any questions, comments, concerns?
No, just thank you for everything you do. A lot more than what anybody realizes.
Oh yeah, probably. That's okay though.
Does anybody out there have any questions for Jessica? Okay, thank you, Jessica.
I shall retreat now.
Okay. Planning committee.
All right, so planning board had a meeting, and we decided to wait until we get more members before we
Economic and tourism. Mike.
Okay, we've been collecting applications and sponsorship money and so forth for Amargosa Days, which is April 17th and 18th. And we are having, we have our mud bog again, and we've got a total of 50 bags of clay to add to it, so hopefully we'll get somebody stuck this time. Our gun raffle is expanded to where we have a total of 4 options to win. We have 2 shotguns, 2 handguns available. The Sheriff's Department will be here to put on their K9 demonstration, and we will again have the world's shortest parade, which will start at the fire department, make a quick left. We'll get that done. So hope everybody shows up. We've got all of our solar companies are again sponsoring the event, and so we've got that covered, and we are going to have a really good horseshoe tournament. We've got a total of $3,000 in prizes for that, so there'll be a lot of competitors for that deal. So, and there will be a lot of wannabe politicians at this event talking about the elections coming up, so please come out and see what's going on. And again, it is the 17th and 18th of April. And let's see what else. Just as an update, we've been working with Acres Cultivation, and they are now current on their program, so they are again contributing to the community, which is very good. Plus, they're up to well over 20 employees out there, which looks real good. iQuest has their first building up, and they will be starting on their second building here soon. So, a lot going on. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. And Senior Center report. Dave.
Good evening, everybody. Dave Hall with the Senior Center report for February. We had another good month. We had about 384 meals served, and it was a really great month for expenses, because our expenses were about half what we grossed, just people coming in the door. So that helps us quite a bit. Of course, you know, it's kind of cyclical with the grant money coming in and so on, but we'll be in good shape going into March. We have a couple of things we're going to be posting in the next couple of days, actually tomorrow. Tomorrow at breakfast, we'll have meet and greet with Kayla Ball, who's running for County Clerk, and Michelle Nelson, who is also running for District Attorney. They've asked to come in and say a few words to the folks that show up for breakfast tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So anybody interested in talking to some more of the candidates like came tonight, please stop by first thing in the morning and chat with those folks. They'll be there to tell you whatever they, why they're running and what they're running for. So we have Amargosa Days coming up, and we've got a great venue. We've got Snack Shack again with breakfast burritos Saturday morning, hot dogs and hamburgers the rest of the day. So maybe even Friday afternoon we'll have some hot dogs and hamburgers if we get it all organized and going. We also got some great Chinese raffle prizes. Saw some stuff today, new stuff, and stuff that there's tools, there's garden stuff, household stuff, a lot of good things. So be sure to come out to Amargosa Days and take your chance on some of that stuff. As far as commodities go, we have commodity distribution in April on the 13th, again 9:30 to 11:30. We did receive I think 3 pallets of canned goods and packaged food from the LDS Church on Thursday of last week, so we've got a really good supply. We had 3 Square come out and audit our facility last 2 weeks ago on Monday, and there was the only thing they really recommended was more signage. We need to post some stuff up in the distribution building that shows who's eligible and, you know, the normal stuff the government likes to see. It's posted in the Senior Center registration, but they'd like to see some more of that stuff posted out in the facility, so we'll get that taken care of. They also are working with us for different grants. They've got a new, the district superintendent actually is the one that did the inspection today, or 2 weeks ago, and he did check everything, and that was the only thing he really recommended what we do. We'll also be doing training in April for the usual governmental stuff like civil rights and all that. Monica and I will both be doing a thing on the 26th, I believe, with about hour and a half Zoom meeting with those folks just to keep current with all the regulations for staying current with the government funding and how to treat all the people that come in. So other than that, it's been a pretty good month, and we're looking forward to some interesting projects. We got some stuff coming down the road I'll be more specific with as they come along. And thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. Okay. For possible action, discussion, and deliberation, approve, amend, or approve and deny the minutes from the ABTV board meeting from February 26, 2026. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 26.
I'll second it.
Call for the vote?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Number 9, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation, motion to approve, amend, and approve or deny the ABTB to issue a letter of support for the Balanced Rock Power Solar battery storage and transmission line project located on private property on Mecca Road in Amargosa Valley. Go ahead, Chris, take it away.
Good evening. My name is Chris Dancy, D-A-N-C-Y. Thank you everybody for the opportunity to be here today. It's great to see so many familiar faces. And for those that are not as familiar with this project, I think it would be helpful to do a quick run through on what we're here to talk about. I work for a company called Balanced Rock Power. We are an energy development company. I help manage their Nevada portfolio of development assets, including the Ponderosa Solar and Battery Energy Storage Project that we're here to discuss today. My goal is to provide a bit of a review and piggyback on our recent open house, highlighting an overview of the project, how we've designed the project, and in particular to maximize safety, potential benefits that this project could bring, and to highlight where we're at in the permitting process and the next steps. Ultimately, my goal is to request a town board letter of support for the project to the Nye County Commissioners. We're planning to build a 350 megawatt solar and battery energy storage facility on private land at the Ponderosa Dairy site. The idea with the battery is to charge it during the day when energy is cheap and abundant, and to discharge it during the evening. This project is located, the project array is located entirely on private lands. We have executed contracts with Ponderosa Dairies that encompass about approximately 2,050 acres. The project solar array area, you can see it on the map here on the screen. The blue area with the green on the left and the little pink square, those are the lands that we have under contract, and that's the proposed solar array area. We plan on connecting the project to the Valley Switch substation that's on the northeastern end of that map. You can see a couple proposed gen-tie routes. There's a yellow route and an orange route. The yellow route is on BLM lands, and we are also looking at an alternate route along 373 in alignment with Valley Electric's distribution line. Our goal is to build this project and have it operational by 2030. Now, there are job and economic benefits that I'll get into in more detail in other slides, but I'd like to take a moment to highlight the private land aspect of this project. I find it extremely exciting that we're able to work at the Ponderosa Dairy site. It's interesting from an environmental perspective because we're building a facility on previously disturbed lands. It's also interesting in the sense of we're working in an area that currently consumes a lot of water for their irrigation purposes. Solar does not consume the same amount of water as the current agricultural operations, so I'm proud that in the long run, we have beneficial opportunities that can be brought by this project from a water perspective. Now let's take a little bit deeper dive on the design of the project itself. This map shows the proposed layout of the project. One item that I'd like to note is how we've gone about mitigating viewshed impacts. With the existing dairy site, there are shade structures that we're likely familiar with, and the solar panels are not anticipated to be any higher than those shade structures. That's helpful from a viewshed perspective because it shouldn't really look much different than what we see right now. Also, I'd like to highlight on the northern end, on the eastern end, and then on the west, there's private non-participating landowners. As a result, we've designed setbacks that are in accordance with county ordinance around those neighboring private land parcels. The last item that I'd like to highlight is where we have the project substation and battery yard. That's in the far eastern side of the map. The reason that we have this equipment located here is we want it as close to Highway 373 as possible so that it's easy to access for maintenance and for emergency scenarios. Now let's take a closer look at the battery yard and substation. This slide shows a more detailed view of the layout of the battery yard and project substation, with the battery being on the left in that green area and the project substation on the right. Now what's important to highlight here is that we've designed the batteries to have significant space between each module. That's important in the event of a fire. With the space between the modules, that helps limit the spread of fires so that it stays contained within that specific module and doesn't spread throughout the remainder of the facility. And of course, our goal is to minimize the potential for fire as much as possible.
Chris, could you update us on the type of battery you're using versus what we're seeing out there today with all those fire problems?
Yes, I can. Thank you. That was a perfect transition to the next slide. So in addition to the design and the layout, we've picked technology that, again, seeks to maximize safety as much as possible. One way to do that is by utilizing newer battery chemistries, like lithium iron phosphate batteries. Another way that we've improved, that we're working to utilize improved technology is through continuous monitoring, fire protection systems built into each module. Through the combination of the layout, the technology being utilized, and some of these additional protection systems, we've already seen a dramatic decrease in failure rates. In fact, we've seen a 98% decrease in failure rates from as recent as 2018. Now, we spent a little bit of time talking about the project, what it entails, the design of the project, and how we're going about maximizing safety. I'd like to talk about some of the potential benefits. We anticipate generating approximately 400 jobs as a result of the project. Now, yes, these are predominantly construction jobs. However, I wouldn't think of this as a 2-year job opportunity. There are many other solar projects being proposed, not only in Nye County, however, but also throughout Nevada. Working on the construction of the Ponderosa solar project will help you develop the skill set to be highly employable in those other projects. And what I think is interesting about that is a lot of these projects are local, or like I said, throughout Nevada, and they give you the opportunity to come home during the weekends or the evenings and kiss your wife and husband goodnight, which I think is important. These jobs are family-sustaining wages, and is an extremely in-demand career in Nevada today. In addition to the jobs, we anticipate generating significant tax revenue. We anticipate generating approximately $94 million in tax revenue over the 40-year life of the project from the solar and battery energy facility. Last, we're proud to enable continued productive use of the Ponderosa dairy site. The dairy has faced financial hardship in recent years, and we provide them an off-ramp to enable a business that can continue to generate taxes with that land. And it also enables the current dairy owners to reinvest their funds into other dairy operations in Nevada that are better suited for dairy farming. Now, these are some of the high-level benefits, but I'd also like to talk about what we've been doing more locally. I look at this slide and it makes me smile. The picture on the bottom left is my wife and I at the recent Christmas dinner. The picture on the right is we were able to help sponsor a carport for the senior center, which I think is super important in this hot climate that we live in. These are examples of how we've worked to be a part of the community so far. In addition to working with the community center via Amargosa Days, Trunk or Treat, or Christmas dinner, the senior center, and the library, we are also working with the town board to identify and prioritize needs going forward, and in particular, how Balanced Rock can position themselves to best help support those needs. Again, this slide makes me smile, and again, Carolyn, thank you for that dinner. That phosphorus was delicious. Now, we've talked about the project, the design, safety considerations, potential benefits as a result of the project, and now I'd like to highlight where we're at in the permitting process and where we're going. A few weeks ago, we had an open house. I recognize many of us from that open house. Thank you again for attending. We're here today presenting to the town board. Our next step is to submit a pre-application package with the county and hold application meetings with the county planner. Following those discussions, we would submit our preliminary application with Nye County and hold our initial hearing with the county. Now, I'd like to highlight this meeting as an opportunity for public commentary. After the preliminary meeting, we will submit our final application package and follow it up with a secondary Board of County Commissioners meeting. Again, I'd like to highlight that as an opportunity for public commentary. Our goal is to complete the county permitting process in 2026, positioning the project to commence construction, and again, reach commercial operations in 2030. Now, thank you again, everybody, for the opportunity to be here today. We're really excited about the project. It's been fantastic working together over the last few months, or really even years. I'm proud to be able to bring forth a new business opportunity for the private land that this project is contemplated on. I'm also excited for the potential benefits around tax revenues, jobs, the contributions that we've done historically, that we plan on continuing to do, and also to continue to work with the town board on how to prioritize additional needs and how we can best serve them. With that, I'd like to thank you, and my goal for today is to secure a letter of support for the project. This letter of support would help our process with the Nye County Commission as we begin working on our special use permit application. Thank you very much, and if anybody has any questions, I'm here, and I also have some engineers with us that can help. Go ahead, sir.
Open it up for public comment.
I just got a question. How much of this expected energy increase will go to help the Valley residents here?
So the valley is served by Valley Electric, which is part of the Glassow system. This project is connecting into the Valley Switch substation, which is part of the Glassow system. Once it's within Glassow, it's not really within our control on how the power is dispatched to where the demand is, but it's part of Glassow.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anybody else? Still can't see all of you.
Emmett, do you mind taking that one?
Emmett, go ahead.
Do you need to say my name or?
Yeah, why don't you come on up here? Thank you.
Emmett Turner, Turner.
Thank you.
The height of these battery structures range from 8 feet to 10 feet.
And has there been any communication with the fire department as far as what additional equipment our fire department would need to respond to any fire that might come around?
Come on up, Jessica.
Heidi Hill, Jessica from the fire department, KADRMAS-WALTHOUR. Yes, we've had meetings with Balance Rock already as far as fire suppression, what is going to be needed. We've had discussions as to what we need from them as far as on-site. The spacing that he was talking about was spacing that we requested for our equipment to fit better and those kinds of things so that we have more room to work. So we have been in communication and we've been in constant contact basically.
Anybody else? Mandy?
A few questions. The first one, have you guys contacted any of the tribes, the local tribes around the area?
So part of this project, the Gentile in particular is proposed on BLM lands. And as a part of that process, there would be consultation, although I have not completed outreach yet.
You've already been in the process of all the, like, collecting water or purchasing water and all that.
Through the purchase of the dairy, we also purchase water rights. And then in preparation for the BLM process, we've also started gathering, we've completed cultural studies, and reports in support of that. But
How have you all in the cultural studies with our tribes?
so we did a class 1 survey, which is a desktop survey, and then that gets shared with the BLM, and then we work with them as to how they would like to see that survey progress and where they would like more detail.
How much water does this project have used?
So the water consumption is primarily during the construction period to help suppress dust. During that approximate 2-year construction period, we anticipate utilizing around 400 acre-feet per year. If I may add to that, so that's focused on the construction period. In the long run, we anticipate it significantly dropping to about 15 acre-feet per year.
And that you don't think that will affect the temperature or anything like that over time?
Water consumption in the valley will always affect the pupfish. However, compared to the existing dairy operations, the water consumed out of the facility should drop.
The habitat, how have you guys, is it fenced in or how you intend to keep the horses and all that protected away?
Yes, there will be a project perimeter fence. We've also started biological surveys, and the results were exciting. And it made a lot of sense too, because it's previously disturbed with the ranching operations that are there today. For example, desert tortoises, we did not find a single desert tortoise or any historical traces. Again, because it's likely because it's previously disturbed.
Also, your next steps, I didn't notice tribes not there, and then included them, and I noticed tribes are not there. We may not live here, but this is a big significant area for us. We do have a lot of cultural, I'm not saying that I'm trying to stop everybody from that cut. I just want you to understand that there is a lot of cultural out there, and regardless if it's already been disturbed, there's still, our root system is on top, it also is underneath the soil. And a lot of these companies think that coming out and doing all these cultural surveys and they're, doing all this without tribes, it is beneficial to start speaking with tribes locally at the beginning. And it's actually cost efficient to talk to the tribes at the beginning because it makes it a lot easier. And it's been proven on many of these projects to speak with the tribes beforehand because it eventually is going to delay some of the projects. I understand that you're on private land, but there is some of it on BLM land.
I completely agree, and I'd love to get your information later and continue our conversations. And if there's any particular areas that you'd like to highlight that we should take a close look at, happy to do it.
Thank you, Mandy. Lenny?
I have a question about the water. You said that you have water rights, which I understand. But during your construction, are you going to exceed what you have water rights now in the law?
Through the dairy acquisition, we purchased water rights greatly in excess of what we plan on consuming during construction.
Anybody else? I can't, yeah, just raise a hand. I'll see if I can see you.
Yes, I have a question. How many acres of BLM land aside from the Amargosa dairy?
So the Gentile line, maybe I can go back to it. It's about a 4-mile transmission line. I don't know exactly, but it's probably around 7,500 acres. Around 75 to 100 acres, but that's an estimate, and I'd have to get you a more precise figure. Absolutely not. So the Gentiles, it's just the right-of-way would be 75 or 100 acres, but the disturbance is where the pole is placed in that, which is significantly less than the overall right-of-way. Well, it's a transmission pole, so it'd be about this wide, and you have them space apart every 100 feet. So about every 100 feet, you'd have a new transmission pole, and it would disturb this much.
So that entire path, it doesn't sound like it's very long. That entire path is 75 acres long. I'm not very good at math. All I know is that we have animals, flora and fauna, that is going extinct, and we don't want to add to that. And the tribes, along with all of us who live here, need to be respected.
Okay, your 3 minutes are up, I'm sorry. Thank you. Great.
Thank you for your comments.
Anybody else?
No, we're connecting at the Valley Electric substation, which is part of Grid Alliance, VEA, and CAISO system.
Okay, one more time. Anybody with public comment? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public comment.
Carolyn.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Joel.
very important question. What's going to happen to our good smelling cows and their dairy products?
What's going to happen to our good smelling cows? Is that what you said?
What's going to happen to our cows, those cows?
So I don't work with the dairy. I don't know exactly what their plan is. I know they generally are thinking of rotating out of them. They also are planning additional ranching operations within the state. So I'm not sure if they plan on moving them there or what the exact plan is. In terms of their byproducts, they do have a manure business at the dairy. I imagine that it's extremely valuable soil, so I imagine they're going to try to sell all of it.
Can I see a hand over here on the bleachers, or no? Lenny, okay.
I have one follow-on question about the water. You said you've got more than enough with water rights, but then you say in the long run, are you going to exceed your water rights in those first 2 years of construction and then try to average that? And if not, who's monitoring that to make sure that you're not drawing more water than your rights?
During the construction period, as I mentioned, it was about 400 acre-feet per year. We purchased water rights well in excess of the 400 acre-feet. In the long run, I mean, it'll drop down to around 15 acre-feet, really to run toilets and the maintenance and O&M buildings and things like that. In terms of how it's monitored, probably don't have the best prepared answer for you on that right now, but I do know that the dairy is currently monitoring the existing wells. I imagine that'll continue, but Dave, you might know even better than me.
Dave? Yeah, Dave.
Dave Hall, just for the record, H-A-L-L. I worked for the dairy for 20 years, and they'll have a permit that says 600 acre-feet, and the state engineer will monitor their readings on that meter to see that it's 600 acre-feet, and they'll be required to report that actually monthly as, turn it in. It's all automated now on a computer, so it's pretty standard format for everybody that has water rights now. Thank you.
Anybody else raise their hand so I can? Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy Thomas.
Somebody pointing 200 people during construction project. I don't know how many people work for dairy. I know it's a large number of people. I'm wondering if you're going to be able to use any of those during your construction project, or if all your construction people are going to be from the labor union in Las Vegas.
We had an open house a few weeks ago, and part of the open house was inviting various workforce development folks, which include the unions you had referenced. So IBEW, the electricians union, and Luna, the labor union, was also there. The reason that we felt it was important to invite them to the open house is so that if there were folks interested in participating in the project, they could work with those unions on workforce development so that they can develop the skill set so they're qualified to apply for these types of jobs. Now, I hope that some of the dairy members take advantage of opportunities like that, and that's why we invited the unions to the open house. Now, the number of folks that end up participating in that, I'm not too sure at this point.
Mandy.
how do the jobs help the local community, or how do the new homes? This industry is greatly in demand, so even the union, they're looking to expand as much as possible. The more you can locally hire, sorry? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I couldn't hear you.
I said we keep getting told this. It's like Brenda gets told that we still don't have nobody that's on the construction crews. We have monitors out there, but we don't know what
I can't comment as to NV Energy and how they procure the labor for their project.
What are we getting back? Taking our PLM on? We lost a couple of times, right? Watching the market. So if they're taking our PLM on, what are we getting? That's the reality. Okay, there were no jobs. Since the promise, there were jobs for everybody. There were no jobs. So if they're taking our land, our supposedly public land, what are we getting back in return? Going to be killing our fauna. Okay, our animals, still have the fauna. Taking the land. And I don't think BLM has asked us, we're getting paid you guys. Where is BLM by the way? Is BLM here? Did they send us a letter? Did they send us a letter, what is it? License oil? And what is it? It's special event. Or we sent them? I think they distributed. BLM didn't send it. BLM's supposed to be here. They're taking this amount of land. May we please, because it's public money. Okay, and if we're gonna be saying here, 400 jobs, right here, says it, job creation, estimated to generate over 400 jobs in construction. For who? Solar educational initiatives, for culture, residents enhance employability. And what am I getting? Am I getting solar energy? Am I electricity bill can go down?
Okay, I'm going to have to stop it there. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to close public comment and open it up to board member comments. Bobby, you want to go first? Any questions? Mike?
Okay, excuse me, this is the first one of many that are coming at us that are in our area. 95% of our land, and this is on private land. And one of the reasons we're all out here is, you know, if we own private land, we can't be told what to do with it. So there's that part of it. The comments regarding the BLM, 95% of our town is owned by BLM. We are unincorporated. We have no zoning. Those are issues we're going to have to deal with in the future. Balanced Rock has been a very good neighbor. They've contributed to the community greatly, and I think the best attitude for the town is we need to work with them as best we can, see that we're good neighbors. Believe me, when big business is involved with this, we appreciate whatever they can help us do. They really don't have to. When you've got the federal government behind this thing, like they are, they literally could steamroll right through here and hardly ever have to talk to us. So we have taken, the town board has taken the policy of working with these companies and being involved so everybody knows what's going on in every step. They come in here and give these presentations and do what they can to be a valuable part of our community. And I appreciate that on a personal basis. Otherwise, yeah, we wouldn't have any of this cooperation, and we'd just be waking up each day to something else going on. So, you know, I'm in favor of it. I like the open space. I didn't move out here 20 years ago, you know, to have these things, but it is what it is. So, cooperation would be the best, I think, with where we're at. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Richard?
I have the same feelings as Mike has. And I too moved out here 20 years ago, and did not think that we would ever have this kind of solar down here. I understand what they're doing. I appreciate you guys, and what you're doing. And like Mike says, you really don't have to, but but we do appreciate this. That this is another step in getting the points of the community out here, and that's what we're trying to do here, and you being up there. All right, thank you.
Brenda.
Well, I just wanted to say that I was very appreciative of how responsive Balance Rock has been to our community. They changed plans, they didn't have to, for us. They're trying to be a good neighbor.
Okay. I'm just going to give a little history here. We've been working on this particular project was thought up about 9 years ago. And it came to me about 5 years ago. And it was originally almost 7,000 acres. And we stood our ground because there was 4,600 acres of BLM land right up the center of town. We stood our ground. Chris and I worked on this about 4 years of not fighting, but just negotiating and trying to do what's best for the town, knowing that when you're on private land, there's not a lot you can do. We did many field trips, a lot of setbacks. Where are the batteries best placed? They had several meetings with the fire department, several meetings ad nauseum with us. And it is now 2,050 acres, not almost 7,000. To go back to the BLM strip of land, that's the transmission line that's 4 to 5 miles up, 10 feet wide maybe. And no, you haven't gotten anything from BLM because they're just now approaching the transmission line approval. So, and we have been in talks with that a lot. We even tried to get part of the asset. They offered to give part of the asset to Valley Electric, but neighboring transmission people, they don't want to play that way. So now we're also in talks to lessen the footprint on the transmission lines, and we're staying tough on that. So for the 4 or 5 years that we've been working together, I appreciate you all very much. And the fact that we've held it to 2,050 acres is fantastic, because it could have been a lot worse. They listened, and for that I'm very grateful. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What you want to say?
Thank you.
I'm going to take the privilege of making a motion to approve the Balance Rock Power Solar Battery Storage Transmission Line project located on private property on Mecca Road in Amargosa Valley. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate it. Okay. And congratulations. Thank you. I don't really want to see these people, but it's good. Just kidding. Okay. Number 10, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation. Motion to approve, amend, and approve or deny the amended fiscal year 2026 public safety sales tax and use tax. Plan is presented by the Nye County Sheriff's Department plan for the town of Amargosa Valley. Welcome, Sheriff Miguel.
Good evening, everybody. Sheriff Joe McGill. This is a request to amend our public safety sales tax spending plan for fiscal year 26. You've been given the backup showing the recurring costs for the items that are already under the public safety sales tax. The one change that we are asking for the amendment is that we are going to purchase, or we are asking to purchase, a total of 108 Axon 10 tasers. This is the first year contract amount that is allocated to the Amargosa Valley is $1,650.74. The reason why we're doing this is our tasers that the deputies are currently using are running out of maintenance contract. They're no longer serviceable, they're no longer replaceable, parts are no longer replaceable. So if our deputies have to discharge their taser, they don't have a new cartridge to use for their next shift. So we've got to do something, and this was our solution to that problem.
I'm going to open up for public comment. Anybody for public comment?
Get it. Get what you need.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just standard. Okay. I'm going to close public comment and ask for a motion.
Okay, I would like to make the motion that we approve the NCSO's request to modify the 2026 purchase of the tasers as presented.
Okay, anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Okay. I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Joe, don't go anywhere. All right. For possible action, discussion, and deliberation, motion to approve, amend, or approve or deny the fiscal year 2027 public safety sales tax and use tax, PSST, plan for Nye County Sheriff Department for Town of Amargosa Valley.
Thank you. Again, Sheriff Joe McGill. This is our spending plan for the fiscal year 2027 use of the public safety sales tax. The new items that are looking to be purchased, first of all, we need to replace our in-vehicle computer systems, which are referred to on the item as mobile data terminals. Those are the computers that we use to run license plates, run names, receive dispatch information. All of our dispatches is run through that. The second item, our SWAT body armor. Our SWAT operators, the body armor that they use is actually expired, and is no longer serviceable, usable. So we are having to purchase new body armor. That was originally purchased, and again, the mobile data terminals as well as the SWAT body armor were originally purchased under the public safety sales tax, and therefore it is usable for the funding. The third item, the Pharaoh, is a 3D imaging system used for crime scene processing and preservation and recording of crime scenes. We currently have one unit. We are purchasing 2 more, I believe, 1 more. And we're trading in some old units for a new one. The next item is, and again, that was purchased originally through the public safety sales tax. The next item is Nighthawk. That is a computer software which you are able to input multiple types of data, and it compiles all the data into one place, making it a investigative tool. And it is very, very, very useful when it comes to showing the patterns and activities of individuals involved in crime. That is a new item to us. And then the final item is, it's listed here as to be determined. I think that a better term for that would be to call it pending future board approval. That is the balance carrying over in the public safety sales tax account, which is, in the past, we've used that. It's still a carryover. It's like a savings account. However, in the past, we've not had complete access to that balance. And so what we're doing is we're asking that if something were to come up during fiscal year 27 that we want to or need to purchase through the public safety sales tax, the county comptroller's advice is that we are not able to do that unless we word it in one way or another and make it totally available to us so that we can use it without having to go back to the Department of Taxation for a budget augment. So I do want to call to your attention the bottom line here, the total expenses. My assistant and I just did that calculation. It's a little bit less than what is shown here. The total expenses comes out to $184,550.30. That is the portion that will be coming from the Amargosa fund of the public safety sales tax. And that calculation is based on the total population of Nye County and the population of the Amargosa Valley area, which comes out to 3.17% of the total population. And that's where we come to the funding amount. The percentage, $184,550.13. And we did that 2 or 3 times. We had to take our shoes off to do it.
And so that allows you to augment during the year?
It will allow, for instance, for some reason our body cams are ruled unusable because of a recall, and we have to turn them in because they're hazardous material, or it's hypothetically correct. That would allow us to access the carryover balance of $164,000 and change, so that we could use it instead of waiting until the next fiscal year.
Right. I agree with that. Totally. Yeah, it's a good idea.
But of course, we would not use that without coming back to all the boards and getting approval. The NRS and the Nye County Code both require that process.
It just wouldn't take the next fiscal year to
We
do
wouldn't
that.
have to. We wouldn't have to wait until the next fiscal year. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to open this up for public comment. Anybody? Dan?
You could input cell phone data, you could input GPS data, you could input, to be honest, I'm not sure what all it will use or what all it will analyze, but it will take investigative data that we receive from different cell phone companies, maybe a vehicle, computer, the GPS, things like that, on the backside, not actively following you and not actively tracking you. It's just once we have received that information from that provider, we can input that information into this software. And we had a case on January 5th or July 5th of 2025 that was a shooting in Pahrump. We were doing a trial of this software during that time. It was a demo. And after that case was completed, we were able to input all the data that we gathered as a result of the investigation, put it into this system, and we were able to show that all 4 of the suspects were at the same place at the same time. We believe that the murder weapon is there. It's inaccessible to us. However, if it were an important factor, if it were a crucial factor for us to retrieve that, there is the possibility that we could have retrieved it. Had it not been for this software, we would not have known where to go. I hope that answers your question a little. Thank you. Correct. No, it's only a software that allows us to put that data, raw data, into the system and analyze it.
Okay, anybody else for public comment? Jimmy? Jimmy Thomas, T-H-O-M-S.
The funds that you're requesting, you get $164,000 from discount or Amargosa. Are you also
Well, I'll start with that part. It's not a slush fund. Okay. This fund is a county authorized tax, which is a 0.5% of sales tax in the county gathered through sales. And then that is divided into the public safety sales tax, 50% of it going to fire, 50% of it going to law enforcement. And yes, all the other towns, all the other boards are being asked, and they're being asked to contribute their portion. Again, it's based on the population of the township. So obviously Pahrump is. Okay, I'm sorry.
My question was, you're eventually you're going to get approval from all the boards, I'm sure you are.
We are.
You're going to end up with a fund that amounts to like, $500,000 or $600,000.
Right.
That you can come back to the individual boards and request money from during the year without going through fiscal year.
Correct, and yes,
It is $164,000 that you're requesting from us, but you're ultimately requesting umpteen thousands of dollars from everybody.
we've already been to the town of Beatty board, and they've approved. We've been to the Round Mountain, we've been to Tonopah, they've all approved. We will be approaching the town of Pahrump, I believe next week, for their contribution and their portion of this, as well as the all-encompassing unincorporated Nye County. Yes. Correct. Yeah, our total purchase is not $184,000. It's more like $600,000. Does that clear it for you? Good, thank you.
Okay, I think that, any more public comment? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public comment. Any board member comments? Okay. Joe, thank you very much. I'm going to make a motion that we approve the fiscal year 2027 public safety sales and use tax, PSST plan for Nye County Sheriff Department for the town of Amargosa Valley.
I'll second.
Thank you. Call for the vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And we did do the vote for the amendment of the 26th one.
Yeah, they were
thank
separate
you.
agenda items.
Thank you very much.
You're just asking to leave. I know what you're doing. Grab a water.
We drove down from Tonopah today.
Oh, thank you. Grab a brownie and a water. Okay. Number 12, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation. Motion to approve, amend, and approve or deny request from Amargosa Middle School Science Tech Scott Kamerick. Request is for $1,500 to fund a middle school 8th grade end of year field trip. Scott, are you here? No? Okay. Well, he gave a nice speech last month. Does anybody want to make the motion? Mike? Yes.
Well, I wanted to ask Mr. Cameron if we could use some of the 8th graders to volunteer for the Amargosa Days in return for the money.
Just make that motion accordingly.
Yeah.
Subject to.
And we'll hold it hostage. That'll be
Yep.
fine.
All right, so I make a motion that we approve the $1,500 grant or request from to Amargosa Middle School for their field trip contingent upon their participation in Amargosa Days.
I'll second that. No, I'm sorry, Richard, do you have a second? Okay, all right. Anybody for public comment? Okay, seeing none, I'm closing public comment and calling for the vote.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay. All right, number 13, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation. Motion to approve, amend, and approve or deny schedule for adjusting projected expenditures for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026. That's on Michael.
So we have to do this periodically through the year. Sometimes we don't estimate expenditures exactly right, they get a little out of filter, and so we make these adjustments. This was one of the reasons that you heard our auditor a couple of months ago said that we were in good shape with no NRS violations or anything like that. So I just would like a request to make the changes per the spreadsheet I put together. For total amount of funds moved around is $10,700.
You want to make a motion for that?
Yeah, I will make a motion, agenda item number 13, that we approve the adjustments to the expenditures as presented.
I'll second it. Thank you. Okay, and I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. 5-0. Okay. Okay, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation, motion to approve, amend, or approve and deny a letter from the AVTB to the Nye County Commissioners to rescind the IPMC references in the county code. After a town hall meeting in Amargosa Valley, the BOC, and a meeting at the BOCC on March 3rd that we had requested, in which all 5 commissioners agreed that the IPMC was not appropriate in Nye County and was a government overreach. I will make the motion that we ask, that we approve the letter to ask them to follow through on the rescission of the IPMC.
I'll second.
Okay. I'm going to open it up for public comment. Anybody?
What exactly does that mean?
Pardon me? Can you come up here, please, and state and spell your last name? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emma.
Push the button. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Emma Valador, and I have a home here.
Spell the last name,
My
please.
last name is Velador.
Thank you.
And so the IPMC is a huge issue because it's going to impact a lot of people, the poor and the rich. And so when you said that, what exactly does that mean? I know that everybody, all the commissioners voted not to rescind it. So does this mean that this whole IPMC goes away?
They have not voted to rescind it because the language that was written in the agenda was not written correctly, so it's going to come back to them. Had it been written, it would have been gone that day. But they have to come back, write it on the agenda, and to rescind. And they may keep certain parts of it for like the PRPD, which is the Pahrump Valley Regional Planning District. But that's up to them. As far as we're concerned, it's gone. And they have done nothing since. They've closed the accounts.
So we will be getting some type of letter of confirmation from them?
I don't think they're going to send letters out to everybody. I mean, pay attention to the BOCC meetings. And once it comes up on the agenda, we'll send something out from the town that they're coming to a vote. And you more than happy to watch it on TV, listen to it, and watch it happen.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment? Jimmy Thomas. Sorry, Monet, I didn't see you there.
That's okay.
Jimmy Thomas, Thomas. I got one thing to say about the IPMC. If it were not for you folks in Amargosa Valley, that IPMC would have been installed and used against all of us. So pat yourselves on the back, give yourself hoorahs, whatever you need to do, but you guys did it. We did it. Okay? That's all.
Thank you, Jimmy. We fought it for 6 years.
Monet Evans, EVANS. I just want to thank the board for going to the meeting to vote this. I saw a couple of you there, so thank you for standing up for us. Most of the Amargosa people were there too. I couldn't make it. My son just had back surgery. So I just want to thank you for everybody, for your prayers and everything. He is home, he is safe, healthy, and he's healing 100%. So thank you for everybody that was helping us with this IPC. Somebody did mention if they were getting letters. Yes, I did get a letter from them stating that they closed my case. They are not going after my property. So I did get the confirmation that we are done. They are closing it, no more harassment, nothing. So thank you, Town of Amargosa.
That letter was written the very next day. That's why I say, kind of rest assured now, okay? But when we do see it on the BOCC agenda, we will alert you so you can enjoy the victory. Okay, we're going to call for the vote. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Let's sign this now. This is to remind them that we're watching for it. Okay. All right. Number 15, for possible action, discussion, deliberation, motion to approve, amend, or approve and deny ballots of IVTB to send a resolution to initiate and express support for development of a locally informed proposal for a national conservancy area on public lands in and around Ash Meadows in Amargosa Valley, Nevada. Amargosa Valley is a rural community that depends on responsible land management, access to public lands, and long-term water security. The National Conservancy Area, that we're going to call the NCA, like everybody else, can provide long-term management certainty while allowing multiple use. These public lands are subject to increasing development pressure, and any designation should be developed with strong local input. This is my baby. Okay. And the next item, you'll see why. This is, we went through the mineral withdrawal, and that was a valiant fight, and we're still in segregation. It's due to end mid-January of 2027. The next item agenda came to me to pitch their project, and it's right up alongside Amargosa, Ash Meadows, and up on top where Rover Metals was. And because of what we do here on the town board, we have to sit and listen. And so we let him leave the building, all intact. Anyway, bottom line is they're going to keep coming after this area no matter what we do. The money behind these projects and things that are happening, data centers, you name it, whether it's solar, data centers, whatever, there's just some areas that we count on for survival. The land. The Timbisha Shoshone tribe is on board with this. We've got their support. I went to the Beatty Town Board Monday and asked to be put on the agenda in the next couple of weeks for their support letter. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to just retrace our steps with the mineral withdrawal. We're going to meet, we'll go to Washington, we'll do the same thing because it's all the same area, it's all about the same things. It's about land, it's about water, it's about survival of the Amargosa River. And that runs, if you're not aware, from Beatty all the way through California. And that is our survival. So we have to protect it at all costs. And these people don't care. We care. We have to live here. The pupfish are one thing, I've said that in the mineral withdrawal. But when it comes down to it, pupfish really don't matter as much as the extinction of the people that live here and the area. So this is my baby. So I'm going to make the motion that we support with a letter, because I'm initiating it now, to express the support for the development of the locally informed area, just like we did with the mineral withdrawal. It's going to be one heck of a campaign, and I hope I get everybody's support on this. We'll be going to the commissioners, California, Senator Cortez Masto, the same route that we took before. And I would like to ask for a second.
I'll second.
Okay, I'm going to open this up for public comment.
Jessica Catermas, Waldauer, KADRMAS-WALTHOUR. Okay, I just have one question about the area, because I saw the map of the proposed area. What is going to happen to the private lands, like the houses or whatever that are within the outline?
The NCA?
Yeah.
Nothing. It actually protects them. You know, there's nothing that bothers the private land. It's just the area around it. They have to do whatever they're going to do responsibly.
Okay.
And definitely we the people, Ms. Mellador, that counts.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then my next question is, I know that because of Ash Meadows, there's something weird about water rights and the selling of water rights. Will that affect water rights as well, or will that kind of stay left alone?
Dave, I think I'm going to ask you for this one because they just recently changed in the last year.
Yeah, I was aware of the change. I just don't know what the change is.
It's convoluted.
Yeah.
That I can get somebody to answer that question for you, but I just don't have the correct answer.
Okay. Yeah, it was just a curiosity mainly.
I've got a lot of curiosity too. And I agree with you.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Okay. Mason, I see you inching to get out of your seat.
Good evening, everyone. Mason Vale, VOEHL. I am the Executive Director of Amargosa Conservancy. We're a conservation nonprofit organization working on the Amargosa River. If you've been to these meetings in the last couple of years, you've probably seen me at a few of them. In some ways, this feels kind of like deja vu. You know, it's unfortunate that so much of these meetings has to center on these many threats that continue to pour into this valley between lithium exploration, large-scale energy projects on public land. You know, it just has felt like a continuous uphill battle, I know, for the community. And of course, you know, we've also had some extraordinary wins in seeing that, you know, seeing Rover Metals literally go away. That company doesn't exist anymore. And the town has really been a huge part of that. So you deserve a ton of credit. And I think this agenda item speaks to that too. Sort of a refusal to just sit back. And I think this NCA has a lot of promise in just ensuring that at least a portion of this valley is kept wide open for people that enjoy the desert, that enjoy Ash Meadows, that enjoy the living space out here. So I have a lot of confidence that this is going to go somewhere. I think it's a common sense solution to the problems that this region is facing. And, you know, we happen to have Ash Meadows here, which is one of the most unusual and unique places really in the world. So my organization is committed to supporting the community 100%, whatever we can do to help. You know, we'll shout it from every mountaintop. So yeah, here we go again. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mason. Anybody else for public comment? Seeing none, I'm closing public comment and opening up for board member comments. Bobby.
With the mine that's already out in Ash Meadows, would that mean that they would have to stop functioning, or what would happen there?
No.
Because I know they're looking to change land or moving their, you know.
They're in an expansion plan that's already, that's kind of grandfathered in a way because they've been at that expansion plan since 2022. So that's all.
Best I know, they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Steward of the land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike.
Like Mason said, here we go again. It's almost it's going to be a constant battle for as long as these really young people here. But it's going to be a constant battle as long as we are still around. Just the way it is. And I support this 1,000%, and we'll do what we got to do.
Richard.
I feel the same way. And I appreciate the tribal input and people's input. So that's how it makes us do our job better.
Brenda?
Well, I like this because hopefully this will be the end of people trying to get around to Ash Meadows.
Thank you. This is, when the next agenda came up and they said, well, Carolyn, it's not a mineral. It's like, you know, so I said, well, I'm just going to take every op-ed I ever wrote or anything that we've done and just exchange the words mineral withdrawal for it, because it's the same. It's water, it's survival. And our river is so endangered and it's so important. We're in the middle of a desert. We've got the Galapagos. That's Ash Meadows. I mean, that's just amazing to me. So anyway, that's my comments, and I'm going to call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Okay. General public comment. 3-minute time. Huh? Got all, oh yeah, let me do this one. Ooh, okay. For possible action, discussion, and deliberation, I felt like I talked about it already. Motion to approve, amend, approve, and deny the Amargosa Valley Town Board reject the 10,122 acre Tidewater Solar Farm project surrounding Ash Meadows on BLM land. I make the motion as stated.
I'll second.
Thank you. I'm going to open it up for public comment.
What did you say you made the motion for what? For this number 16?
16. To reject it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. To reject it.
Okay.
The Fuentes family has already gone, excuse my expletive, the Fuentes family has already gone through hell.
Right.
Their case went to the Supreme Court. Their health, I hope that the government's paying you, restoring the water line that they took, okay? That they're restoring your health, which is going to be very difficult, I think.
Excuse me, could you state and spell your last name for the
Yes, I'm
record?
sorry. Emma Velador, Velador. Okay, so yes, absolutely rejected.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else for public comment? Yay. Here we go. Mrs. Fuentes.
Annette Fuentes. Thank you guys for fighting for this. Appreciate it. I see Amargosa Conservancy's here, and the lady from the tribal. Is that correct? Where's Fish and Wildlife at?
They're not here.
Oh.
We're sneaking up on them.
Oh.
Let's sneak attack.
Imagine that.
I know.
Well, thank you for fighting. We're going to fight. We're going to keep it out of here. And we appreciate all you do.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, seeing no further public comment, I'm going to close public comment and call for the vote.
Aye.
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 All right, thank you. All right, general public comment up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item. Anybody for public comment? Mandy. Mandy, come up here to this. Come up, please, and take it, spell your last name. You need it to move around. You're sitting on those stiff bleachers. The chairs aren't much better, though.
Mandy Campbell, MandyICAMPBELL. I just want to say thank you, and I want you to know that to the tribes, this water is life, and it's here for all of us, not just, myself. It's for the habitat, for the vegetation. And, all of us before, our families and everybody that lived here before, this valley has more food. When we look out there, a lot of people just see desert and bushes. It's actually medicine out there. There's a lot of medicine out there, and there's a lot of vegetation habitat out there. And my family we see a lumber yard. They lived out there and there was nothing. But that water's there and it's everywhere. But it's not enough, and we have to worry about it being poisoned. We have to be worried about people buying it up and using it for reasons that aren't needed. You know, we've been here for how long without all this other stuff? Yeah, we may not be the richest people, but you know what? We're happy here. We've got what we want, and we've got what we needed, and we've stayed here for a reason. And I think we need to fight for what we've had and what we have. And we're going to continue. Thank you.
We'll go to DC again together. Thank you, Nancy. Anybody else? Oh, sorry. State and spell your last name again.
Yes. Emma Valador, V-E-L-A-D-O-R. And I just have a question. I wasn't here for the last 2 meetings, and I probably missed out on something. Was there like a non-disclosure statement or agreement signed by someone here? One of our board members? No? No? Okay. I just, I wanted to, maybe I missed something. All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, seeing nothing else, I'm going to close public comment, and we'll do board member comments. You'll be happy to know I'm done, but Bobby.
I just wanted to state about the IPMC was after the vote, 3 or 4 days later, they proceeded to have the judge sentence him. So mine still stands and his still stands at this moment. So that's, I'm glad about justice on A's property, which wasn't in the court's, purview yet, but we're still dealing with ours. I think it's been taken federal at this point.
Mike? Richard?
I just want to thank everybody for showing up and for supporting us. Have a good night.
Okay, so I met with Alex today about the flooring for the gym. And this is a renewable process. If we do it once and then the floor goes bad, they just repaint over it. They don't have to tear the floor out. But it will have to go to bid. He gave us $125,000 for the floor. So it'll be on the agenda next month. If you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, that my hope, I do have to make one more comment. On the IPMC, I'm hoping that with it, that they can be, some of those sentences can be vacated, but we'll see. That can be our hope. For possible action, let's set a date and time for our next soiree, April 23rd, 2026 at 6:30. I'll make a motion that we set that for April 23rd, 2026 at 6:30.
I'll second.
Thank you. Call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you very much. We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it.